So for us to get the specific word from the client information, let me just run the code first. Oops, we have a debug. Yeah, I should not run that from there. So let me go back in here. Let me just close this first. So let's try to test it again. And okay, so here um, we need to first print the client information. I just want to see that in our immediate window. So let's start with declaring a client position as integer because this will hold an integer value. And let's have another one for country position as integer. We will use this variable as pattern later. Let me change this to name position. So here, let's start with the name position. So it should be equal to the in string of our client information. And then we need to look for the word client name. So basically what in string does is to check the index of the word client name. And then country post should be the index of the word client country. All right. So once you do that, you will be we can now start getting the client ID first, but let me try to run it again and test if we were able to capture the correct position of name and country. So using F8, you can see, let's try to code down the ID string manipulation. We will be using mid. It's like a substring from the other languages. So first you need to provide the praise or the client information. And then here, where should we start? So here I base it to the length of the client ID word, and then we need to get the value between client name and the client ID. So to do that, we need to subtract the we need to subtract 12 from the position or from the value of the name post. So using F8, let me check if we were able to get the correct value. Yep, it's the same. So let's go with the client name. So this time it should be mid. Again, client information. But now we need to start with the name position plus the length of this word. So let's say name pos plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we'll be using this. So the country position minus the name post plus 14. Okay, so let me check if we were able to capture the, oops, oh, I forgot the underline. And yep, another underline in here. So let's see. Loisan, oh, we missed the first letter, so let's subtract one from the position, and you can see that we were able to capture the complete client name. So here on the client country, it will be mid again, the client information, and then we need to start with the country position plus the length of the word client country. So we have here 16, and since we no longer have a pattern, we will be using the len function, which basically provide the length of the client information, and then we need to subtract that to the country position plus the 16, which is the length of the client country word. So here, let me check. France. So we missed the last letter, so we need to adjust that in here. Let's use 15 instead of 16. And then let me check it again. Yeah, we captured the correct country name. So let me test on the other pages. So we're now at Shanita Plumber, Italy. So let me check. Sorry, client ID, it's the same. Client name is Shanita Plumber and the country is Italy. Okay, another one. Client ID, the same. Client name and the client country. Okay, so let's reset this and okay, so after we capture the client ID name and country, what we need to do next is to navigate or open the SHA-1 online application. So this is our URL for that, and then input here the client information, which is the combination of client ID, name, and country. So let's modify the value of our client information, which is equal to the client ID concatenated with dash, followed by client name, followed by dash, and then the client country. And then we need to navigate to the SHA-1 online URL by using ie.navigate, and we have the SHA-1 URL as declared on our public variables. And then let's add a delay. Let's add a code to manage the web page loading. So ie that ready state should be equals to 4 or ready state complete. And here, so we need to inspect this element. So let me navigate on that URL using the Google Chrome, because for me it's much easier using Google Chrome than IE. So inspect that, and okay, it's good that we have an ID for this element. So let's copy that, and then here let's um, do we have an input element? No, let's declare an input element. So it should be an HTML input element, and then let's set inp is equals to that document that get element by ID, and then the ID of that element. And then let's set the value of that element equals to our client information. Right, after that to we need to click the hash button, but let me add some comment here first. So let's click the hash button. So inspect that, and okay, so we do not have an ID for this element, but we have a value. So we will be using a no, we cannot modify this INP. So in this case, we need to use a for each loop for each INP in i.document that get elements by tag name input. So next inp, and then if inp that value is equals to hash, we'll be using that attribute. Then we need to click that element, and then so once you click that, there will be another loading time from the web page. That's why we need to add application.wait or a delay. Maybe we can just use 1 second for this. I miss another closing parenthesis, and then let's add do until i.e. the thread state is equals to 4, two events and then loop. And here after that we need to capture this hash result. So we have here as you can see an ID to easily capture that information. So let's copy that, and then we just add some comment in here. So we need to declare a variable that will hold that span element. So it should be equals to id.document.get element by id, and then the id of that span element. And we need to get that hash result. So let's declare another variable here. Let's call it hash result. It should be a string variable type. And then here, let's assign the uh, hash result should be equal to the span that inner text. No, no, not value, inner text. Okay, so and then we need to put that hash result in column F. So let's add another column here. And since we add another column, so let's say here my sh that range F and A, that value is equals to the hash result. And yep, since we add another column in here, we need to modify our clear range name. So we need to adjust it to column F. So just change that, close, and hit save in here. So that's why when you select this range, it already included the column F. And then make sure to exit this for statement or for loop. Okay. So let's close this Internet Explorer, and I think we're gonna test this code. So yep, let's call system login procedure on this here or here for now. For the meantime, let me add this procedure in here. Yeah, it would be better if we test it using the system on login procedure for now. Okay, is there anything that we miss? Think we're ready to test. Just hit that run button and let's see if you were able to manage everything. Yeah, the first item worked and it stopped. What happened? Yeah, I have a break in here, so let me remove that and continue. Oops, we have a debug. Okay, so we have an error in here. Looks like Excel is not reading or not seeing an element with this ID. So and yeah, let me remove this break again. Yeah, the first transaction is good. However, if we try the next one, yeah, it navigate back to the work item page. Okay. It, oops. Yeah, we have a break again here, and then let's try to run it. And okay, we still have an error. I think it's because of just the delay. We need to manage more the delay once the SHA-1 online page is loaded. Maybe let's add on our application wait. Let's use maybe 2 seconds or hmm, yep, we were able to go through the code, so it's only because of delay on the website or in the web page. So let's make it 5 and then let's test it for the other item. And I think we're not receiving the error now again, and it's continuously working as expected. Yep, so Germany. And we can see here in our Excel worksheet that the hash result is continuously uh, populated by our macro. But it's taking too long since we add 5 seconds, even if the page is already loaded with the program is still assigning a wait time of 5 seconds. So I think there is a more better code for that, but let me finish this one first. Let me try to end this. No, no, I was not able uh, to debug it, so let's wait for it to be completed this process. So I think it's done. Let me check. Yep. So we were able to hash all our WI5 items. So let me assign another do while in here. So let's use do while. Uh, Let me change this to 1 second and then do while IE dot BC and then do events and loop. Maybe this is much better than assigning default of 5 seconds. So let's remove this value for now and close this IE and then let's try to run it. And yeah, it worked. It's much faster than using 5 seconds, as you can see here in our worksheet. So we'll be using this code